Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. So this is my Dragon Age Veilguard honest review, and to say this was disappointing is an understatement. Um, I don't think I would personally would wait as long as everybody else for this. So I got into Inquisition a little bit later. Remember loving the original Dragon Age. Didn't really get into the second one that much, and thought Hawk was not as much of an interesting character as the Warden or even the Inquisitor. But with this one, I think it was hyped up a lot, and in a lot of ways it lived up to the hype, but at the same time, it kind of falls short. I don't know if it's the writing or the 10-year gap. The main thing that kind of ticked me off was, we'll get there, but one thing in particular that some part of me knew they were going to do, but didn't think they would do it so soon. Spoilers. The way they killed off Varric, in my opinion, was almost as bad as Joel, if not worse. I saw it coming a mile away. As soon as their book had that stupid plan to push down the freaking beams on top of Solus, I'm like, what are you brain dead? This was in the gameplay reveal. I'm like, oh, I got a plan. Let's push down the tower on top of Solus. With Varric standing right there talking to him. And not tell Varric what the hell's going on. Fortunately, Varric wasn't in that much danger other than being stupid, thinking Solus was going to listen to his little tiny ass. The fact that Solus destroyed Bianca with it, just by looking at it, with his magic and stuff, should have been like, Varric should have been like, all right, let's get the hell out of here. Because Solus is not playing around. Instead, he tries to jump on his back with a dagger in his hand, and then he gets stabbed. The story plays off like just a quote unquote flesh wound. But later in the story, towards the end, you see what actually happened. Solus killed freaking Varric. I'm like, what the hell? So the whole time, Varric was lying in bed. You think he's recovering, like, okay, Varric is going to come back at the end of the story, join the team, and Solus knew. Maybe Varric would be the one to shoot Solus through the heart for what happened in the beginning of the story. No, Varric's gone the whole time. I even made a post. I'm like, do not pull a Joel on me with this. Saw it coming a mile away. I'm like, do not pull a Joel on. And that's exactly what they did. And then they lied about it. They said, oh no, Varric survived the prologue. No, he didn't. So I'm thinking, I'm looking at that wound. I'm like, Varric is way too small to take an injury like that and survive. Even if Nev was able to temporarily heal him. Especially since it's a magic dagger. And dwarves don't have magic in the Dragon Age universe. So that right there was like, oh shit, they just killed Varric, my actual favorite character in the series. Like your literal eyes into the series, the narrator, the chronicler, Bilbo Baggins of Dragon Age. Killed him. It's like the only other disappointing part I can think of was probably the Inquisitor's role. which is like almost nothing in this. Apparently, there's a way to unlock another ending. I guess I'll get around that eventually, but it's just, this felt like they left out a lot of lore from Inquisition. Like Trespatter set up a lot of cool stuff and lore and whatnot that I figured they would really tie into this one. And there is definitely nods to it. I just feel like the Inquisitor was an afterthought in this. I kind of wish the Inquisitor was the main character again in this because I think it would have made more sense. And I get why they did. The Dragon Age has always done this new story, new character type of thing. But considering this is basically a sequel, a direct sequel to Inquisition, I was kind of hoping that the Inquisitor could return. And the Inquisitor does return, but her role in this is, to me, just kind of disappointing. And she's barely in the story. But you see her once when you're talking to Morgan and she walks in. Like in the beginning of the second act or so. Morgan's got a tiny role in this too. I mean, she's got more to do in Inquisition than this. But it's like, I figured there would be a lot of changes during the 10-year window that took for this to get made. I think the title Dragon Age the Dread Wolf would have been a better title than the Veilguard. And then it just feels like, this sounds like Inquisition 2.0. Those are my immediate thoughts when they first told you the new title of the game. I mean, the opening act is actually pretty solid. This opening prologue is actually pretty solid. The gameplay is good. Story's decent. It kind of ticked me off that they killed Varric like a lot. I didn't think they would actually be stupid enough to kill off one of the most popular characters in the Dragon Age series. I didn't think fans would be okay with it. We got multiple endings. Why not have multiple endings for Varric too? He is a fan favorite. He's like the literal eyes in to this universe. And now his ass is gone. So this is supposed to be the finale of the series. You know, I don't like the way they handle it. It's like, I don't know if I like Rook as much as the Inquisitor. This introduction to Varric is awesome. Just shows you how cool Varric is, despite being like, you know, tiny little dude. But just, I really can't believe they really killed Varric off, because that just pissed me off. And the fact that they waited till the end of the story. It's like with The Last of Us, there was all those leaks and stuff that people were dumb enough to look at, and they spoiled themselves. By the way, I did not. It was, I remember being pretty depressed when Joel was killed off. I never saw it coming. With this, some part of me knew that they had just done something stupid. Like what should have happened was it should have had the Inquisitor, Varric, maybe Sarah confront Solus, and then when it's like, okay, we can't do this by ourselves, we need to get a new team. Then you introduce the new kid and you build them up. But you don't kill off one of the most popular characters in your freaking series in the opening freaking act. Like, what? Opening act. Like, what the? Varric is gone before the damn opening credits, for crying out loud. This is like a 10-minute sequence. Varric is already gone by 40 on the damn for the opening credits. Varric don't just appear in the games. He's in the comics. He's in the audio books. He's the main character. And he just straight up drop kicked him, just like Naughty Dog did with Joel. This might be worse. Didn't think that was possible. This might be worse than how they handled Joel. At least Joel got the flashbacks. Varric don't get nothing. He's just sitting there at the little watchtower thing in the fade. You think he's okay, it's gonna come back at the end of the story and shoot Solus through the heart or something to get back. No, he's gone for good. But again, the opening part of this is actually pretty decent. Might be the one part I like playing over and over again with different characters. My first character, I think, was a warden. Warden mage, because I always play as a mage. It's very rare that I'll play as anything but a mage in a story like this. See, even the demons look different than it did in Inquisition. So I figured it's been long enough, 10 years or so, since the Inquisition. So something's gonna give. But so even Scout Harding looks a little different. I think she has more freckles on her face. It's like naturally these types of projects will go through a lot of different designs and whatnot, which is cool. I don't like the way they handled Derek on this at all. Even Solus got done a little dirty towards the end of the story. Here's the freaking Dread Wolf, and by the end of the story, he's getting punched in the face by some nobody. We can just turn stone with a thought. But that was kind of lame. But again, going back to Trespasser and Inquisition, when you finally catch up with Solus, he turned like all this Kunari into take straight up stone. Just for them aggravating him. It's like because the Inquisitor would have the most reason to go up against Solus because he took his or her freaking arm. They just something to get over overnight. So I'm like, to me, they should have started this with a small Inquisition team, and then you introduce your new character after the credits. The way they handle it was like they kind of jump right into it, which is why I'm like, since it's definitely a direct sequel to Inquisition, I think they should have just started with Inquisitor with this, and then introduce the new kid later. But yeah, it's not terrible the way they did it. It just And that style was pretty idiotic for them for Varric to think he was actually going to talk Solus down. I'm like, dude, he's a crazy ass egghead elven god. He ain't gonna listen to you. He was my friend. Yeah, your friend stabbed you and killed you, pal. So let them listen to an Inquisitor and Trespasser. He ain't listen to you. I haven't told him that in this first playthrough I did. As soon as he said take care of the team for me, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna kill him. And they did. They killed him. Maybe worse than Joel, which I didn't think was possible. I like seeing new characters in Dragon Age. That's part of the cool thing about the series. But Varric, his name that doesn't any character. He's like a main character. And the worst part is you don't even get to play as Varric at any point. You can't switch characters in this. Because that was kind of dumb. Another cool thing about Dragon Age is you can switch characters. You have like a team of 3 or 4, and this, I think it's only 3. Should have been more. There's so many quests in this that I would have liked to have had at least 4 characters on my team. And they bring Dorian back. Kind of shocked Cassandra is not in this, or Liliana, or Cullen. Like, they all know Solus, and they all have a bone to pick with him. Again, they should have at least brought him back for the finale at the end of the story. They didn't even do that. Man, there's something good about it. It's not all bad, and just to me, the negatives outweigh the good in some ways with this because it was such a long wait for this particular story. It's not entirely a letdown. Just I don't know. Again, there's a lot of fun to be had with this. It's not a disaster or anything like some people out there be saying about every new game that comes out. Not even close to being a disaster. Just a letdown. Which is unfortunate. Like you look at something like Alan Wake 2, which is like 13 years after the original game. And I didn't get into the original until a couple years back, so it wasn't even one wait for me. But yeah, this might have been one of the biggest sequels of this generation. And I think Ubisoft dropped the ball. This Ubisoft? I don't remember creating Ubisoft. No, BioWare, my bad, BioWare. Ubisoft. I think BioWare dropped the ball on this. So I don't remember the trailers with Varric narrating over the time for a new hero. No magic hand, no ancient prophecy. I'm like, okay, cool. Like one would think that Varric would be a continuous eyes into future Dragon Age games. I'm wondering if they did this because they're not Bioware planning on making any more Dragon Age games. Probably not for the foreseeable future. And they're probably going to go back to a Mass Effect. I never really got into that series, so I don't really care one way or the other. But yeah, and this isn't terrible. It's tough to find the positive now that I'm actually venting all the problems I have with this. I think one of my other characters is a warrior. So I really play as warrior characters in these types of fantasy games. I mean, it's the same story regardless. So I don't think it matters too much. Or you can, I like that you can pick your class this time. There's better customization for elves and whatnot. Way better than Inquisition. It just felt so basic, and now a lot more attention to detail in this, which I appreciate. Still, like, man, still can't believe we killed Barrick. And I can't say I wasn't expecting it to some degree. The gameplay reveal trailer pretty much confirmed it. The developers lied about it, of course. You figured they lied about it because they figured people wouldn't, sales wouldn't be that good. They told people if they killed off a fan favorite character. Mr. Nine Dog knows what that's like. Now, this is the part where I started getting really nervous. I'm like, Eric, don't do anything stupid. And of course he does. This is also where Rook comes up with that stupid plan. Honestly, he should have sent the mage your front souls. At least then she'll protect herself. Instead of being like, hey, Nev, come with me and protect me in case Souls does something stupid. Yeah, when he says take care of the team for me, I'm like, oh shit. I kind of got chills when you first see Solus in this part of the story. And again, the opening act is pretty good. And killing Varric is the thing that just kind of pissed me off. So I'm like I'm a little sour towards Veilguard right now. Can't see myself playing for a while. At least the Last of Us Part 2 had the flashbacks that made it better. Not better, but yeah, Varric's mistake here was actually pulling out his weapon, thinking I was going to do something. Right there, he just destroyed Bianca. Varric should have been like, oh shit, let's get the hell out of here. So he jumps on his back and then he gets stabbed. What are you doing? I mean, Harden should have taken a damn shot. Even if it didn't work, they still would have had enough time to get Varric the hell out of there. Instead of sitting around and waiting like they did. And part of Rick's plan should have been like, hey, Ned, get Varric out of there now. This is a stupid idea. Let's get it out of here. No, no one says that. Let's topple down the structure on top of an ancient elven god and hope it doesn't have any consequences. Stupid. This is exactly why the Inquisitor should have been in this opening act instead of this idiot kid. Like, I'm legitimately confused if I thought talking was going to work. Maybe if he actually knew what Souls was actually doing, it might have been better. Maybe if he actually knew what Souls was doing, but then they just made shit worse. But then that little exchange that Rook has with Souls in the Fade was kind of cool. But this right here is where I'm like, dude, instead of trying to go up against an ancient open god, I should have been like, no, get Varric out of there now. Let's go. This is stupid. This is, see right here. Look. Yeah, that's not a flesh wound. And look on Souls' face like, yeah, he knows he killed him. He knows he killed him. He knows. It's I kind of wish they didn't lie about it when they were promoting the game, because it's just messed up. And but yeah, it's I had fun playing it like the first act or so. I thought there's a lot of cool quests in it actually. A lot of good content I got out of it, but killing Barrack to me just like the last straw for me. That was strike three. Like there's an option at the end to fight the Dread Wolf. I'm like, I'm not fighting the Dread Wolf. So I heard there's multiple endings. So I'm like, okay. And apparently the Inquisitor is part of it, which is okay, good. I was a little concerned. I'm like, why would you bring the Inquisitor back when I haven't done anything? Unless he got like a robot arm now or something, which makes sense considering a trespass. But I don't know. It's a disappointment, I think. Not terrible, not a disaster. Just all that. If this is the finale of the series, I guess it ain't too bad. I was kind of hoping to keep Souls around for a while, for more than one game. I figured Souls would be like a recurring villain. Maybe he'll get away in this one, and then he'll come back in the next story and whatnot. It's the freaking Dread Wolf. I just didn't think they would defeat him so fast. Like it can't be that easy to defeat the freaking Dread Wolf. And apparently it is.